And it looks like I am getting the word that we are ready for Rack and Slay, all challenges, difficulty 10, thanks to the incentive. And without further ado, I'd like to hand it over to my friend Satan herself. The floor is yours.
All right, hello everybody. My name is Satan herself, and I am ready to show you all Rack and Slay, all challenges. Well, it's actually going to technically be all classic challenges in 2 days, but I'll explain that later. Difficulty 10, thanks to y'all's donations. Let's bump that. Woo! And speed 6 times. So this is a roguelike billiards game that came out earlier this year. I've kind of been doing as much as I can for it and putting it in a bunch of marathons because I think it's a super fun speedrun game. This is the first time that all classic challenges has been shown off in a marathon, so we're really excited to show it off. Yeah. Oh yes. I'm good at tech and I remember everything. Anyways, yeah. That's what I got. Sel, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I guess I should do that. Hello, I am Selkith Mind. You can call me Sel. I also kind of run this game. I technically own the leaderboard for it, I guess. I'm the one who at least created the leaderboard. And yeah, Satan and I originally got keys early from the dev to start racing it, and Satan has just really expanded the game as a speed game and found all these cool new categories like this one we're going to see here. So I'm excited to see it and to learn more about this category as we go.
Yes, I gave Sel notes, but she hasn't read it yet, so it'll be kind of like a little bit of a live thing. But it'll be fun. We're gonna have a good time. It'll be awesome. All right, I'm all ready to go when you all are. So let me know. The start timer is gonna start when the shop appears after I click Explosives Expert. But you can also just do it when I click Explosives Expert. That's fine.
Yeah, I think we're good for you to give a countdown.
Okay, great. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so the deal with all challenges is that it's a 10 challenge gauntlet in which every challenge has 10 levels. And levels consist of 2 main variables. They consist of a shop page, where you can buy items and health back, because there is health and dying mechanics in this game. And this sort of like kill all the enemies survival page. And it's a roguelike, which means that for this survival page and also for the items that are available in the shop, that will be randomized every single time. So I'm not going to know what I'm going to see until I actually start playing, which of course is a little bit scary, but we're going to get through it all right. In this particular challenge, the gimmick is that explosions are more powerful than they are in the base game. In the base game, when you run into one of these bombs, you're just going to get thrown around a lot. They don't kill the enemies like they're doing here. And that's sort of the special thing with this one. But the downside to that is that the game has made it so that there's a lot more enemies per screen than there would be normally. So we have to be very careful and try to survive. That's pretty much the basics going in here. I should have maybe taken Balance Tie it there. Tough jaw. There's a lot of different items in this game. I think currently 111. And with the new update that the dev's gonna push in just 2 days, the new big update, that's going to increase. I don't know exactly by how much, but so we're not going to be explaining every single item in this run as much as I'd love to. I can't do that. However, I do explain every single item in this run in my text guide, pretty much. Not completely yet, but it's close. So if you are interested in learning this game, I have some really comprehensive guides. So if this looks fun to you, totally talk to me, or go to the Rack and Slay SRC page. All the resources that I've made are there. I've made both a video and a text guide that is getting updated as well as the game changes. So, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I got. Sel, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I guess I'll just sort of explain some of the more basic mechanics here of the game. So even though these are challenges, Satan is doing what we would refer to as dungeon crawl. So there is 10 floors here. So you'll see up in the top right, you'll see mode crawl, difficulty 10, thanks to your generous donations to get that in an upgrade incentive. And beside that, you'll see a number out of 10. So right now we're entering floor 7 of 10. So in this dungeon crawl mode, there's obviously 10 floors. Floor 5 has a boss on it, which you would have seen if you saw that 8-ball, the big black one. We call those the bosses. And when we hit level 10, we'll have another boss as well. I'm going to assume, Satan, you can correct me, that the standard rule for level 10 still applies in that the boss, everyone needs to be killed, right? So in order to defeat the boss, you actually have to defeat all the other enemies on the floor first. For floor 5, this is fine. It doesn't matter. We can get through that level without needing to kill everything. And
to be clear, the level ends not when you kill every enemy, but when you run out of shots. So
yes,
that's kind of like a very important speed run mechanic.
So you can see how many shots.
And using it to my advantage.
You can see how many shots that Satan has if you look over from. So we have the number in the top right showing what floor we're on. Then beside that, there's a few little things here I'm going to explain. So there's obviously that health bar. So right now Satan has max 7 health, right now sitting at 2 health, 4 as we go into the shop. And this health can be, you can lose health from taking damage. So certain enemies will also cause damage to you. There's many different ways that this can happen. And then above that are 3 sort of little stats. The little blue lightning bolt is your power, which is sort of how strong your shots are, how sort of how hard and how far you'll go, depending on how much energy you put into your shot. And then, of course, there's your money, and then how many shots you have. So Satan has 11 shots, and a level finishes when Satan is out of shots. Except for floor 10, which we're on floor 10 right now. So as you can see, there's all these enemies. And there is also that 8-ball there. That's a special 8-ball. He throws out extra bombs, which
is good.
Totally fine. That's great for this challenge.
That actually made this challenge very fast and safe. So
that made that nice and easy.
Yep.
But as you can see, Satan
very good explosions expert, by the way. That was an excellent challenge. All right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So as you saw, Satan had tossed the 8-ball into a hole earlier, but the 8-ball respawned because all the enemies were not dead. So you're going to see that on every floor 10 here, because that is just the mechanics of how floor 10 works. But Satan, what challenge are we on now?
Yeah, we are on the most difficult, I would say, challenge of the run, Spiky Gauntlet. So Spiky Gauntlet is very scary because the central conceit of it is that there's a bunch of these spikes in every single level that we're going to have to use to kill enemies. And they're what's called volatile spikes. And volatile spikes will go ahead and shoot out of the wall the moment that you touch something to them, whether that's an enemy or yourself. But in Spiky Gauntlet in particular, they're going to make it so that you... Sorry, one sec. Take double damage. Instead of taking 1 damage every time you hit a spike, you actually take 2. And because they shoot out of the wall, that means you have to practice your shots. You know, you have to line your shots up really carefully so that you don't get, burned by that. It's a very scary level. There are certain items that will make it almost trivial. So we were hoping for those, but I'm not going to be able to survive that. Restart. So the reason that I just restarted that was because the last enemy I had alive was an enemy where you either have to knock it into something, into a death trap with something else, or you just touch it and you kill it, but it also deals 1 damage to you, and I only had 1 damage. So I was not able to survive that, which is why I just restarted for speed. So that's why this challenge is really early in the order. You can do it in whatever order you want, we decided, so, that's kind of the dealio. Really, really hard challenge. Yeah. Explosions expert I do because it's just about as hard, and I find it more fun. So I do it first.
Absolutely.
If I could just jump in for a moment.
Yeah,
I would like to remind the audience that we are less than $9 away from the $1,500 mark. That's less than 2 $5 footlongs from Subway, and they don't even offer those anymore. So you might as well put that money toward getting us to $1,500 for Girls Make Games.
Might as well.
Hey,
Come
let's
on,
go.
Chad, let's do it. And I know there's a
We can
live
do
bid
it.
war right now as well. So if you want to
Yes,
get your
the bid war
opinions in
for the tunic
that.
color. The Link's Awakening tunic color between red and blue. We got red leading by about $25 right now. And when you make your donation, you can put that money towards the color of your choice.
That's exciting.
Awesome. That is super
$25
exciting.
is snipeable. You can do it. Blue fans
Oh,
in
yeah.
chat? Any blue fans?
Or are you also a red fan? You know, you could
There's
keep
a lot
the
of
red.
red things on this screen, so
The balls are red in this game. You know.
yeah, they sure are. Also, I just did a cool thing, so I want to explain one of my favorite items in the game, which is Trinity. Trinity makes it so that you get your next item tripled. So I decided to take Trinity, and then I took... Oh, Spiky Tech is useless here, actually. That's fine. And then I took an item called Trapper, which is one of my favorite items, which makes it so that you do not get hurt by the traps on the ground. Only the items do, or only the enemies do, and it gives you 2 extra traps. So now I have a bunch of ways to kill enemies that are not the spikes, which is really good because, you know, the spikes are scary. So that's an example of how you could use the synergy in this game, you know, with items to your advantage.
There's a ton of
Lot of
synergies in
thinking.
this game. So for this one, the item that Satan is ideally hoping to find is one called Spike Swallower. And so this is an item that upon running into it, it destroys the spike, but you also heal 1 from it, if I remember correctly.
Yes, you heal 1 instead of taking any damage, which of course in this challenge is huge.
That is a huge benefit.
Yeah, that essentially trivializes this challenge. So if we do see Spike Swallower, we become happy. Other items we want to see include Vampire Survivor, which gives you which gives you a health back every time you kill an enemy with a spike, which is obviously very good. There's some
Vampire
others
Survivor
too.
is one of my favorites when I really like to get in, because I just run standard dungeon crawl currently, and that's when I really like to get.
Yeah, Vampire Survivor is super fun. That's one of my favorite items, just generally. It
It's just
makes
a
you
good
feel
item.
really good, right? Like, yeah, I'm spiking the enemies and I'm getting back health. 2 in 1.
Hey,
Yeah,
that
this
was a
game
nice
is super
score five.
satisfying. Yeah, that was actually really good. This game is super satisfying to play, I think, at pretty much any level. I'm getting really bad items here. We'll go balanced diet, yeah. So if you're interested in speedrunning it, I think that's a great call, but I also think it's a great call just to play casually. It's a single dev game. The dev is really cool. We talked to him a lot. You know, he's really passionate about this game. So if you're looking at this and you think it would be fun for you, definitely check it out. It just came out on Steam, you know, a couple months ago, and the Switch release is actually in 2 days. It will coincide with the big update. So, you know, if you're looking for something new and fun to play on Switch, this game is going to be there for you.
It's so good casually. I know. So for some context, I reached out to both the developer and the publisher on behalf of Satan and myself to see about getting keys so we could submit it for second submission period for SGDQ. And I remember the publisher responded to us was like, yeah, sure, like this is cool, but also, you think this is speedrunnable? And even the dev has been a little surprised, but has been so supportive. Oh no! They're like so supportive. And the casual players are lovely too. Like it's just a great community. I highly recommend checking it out. Even if you don't speedrun it, it's a ton of fun casually.
Yeah, it's funny because I was like, you think you're wondering about it being speedrunnable? What? Of course this game is speedrunnable. You click it and you go fast.
Anything can be speedrun if you try hard enough.
Yeah. But it, like, not even that here. You know, this game is just really speedrunnable, I think. It just feels really good to play, especially at 6 times speed. I'm very glad to be playing at 6 times speed. We played at 2 times speed at Lady Arcaders, and it's a little,
yeah. 2 times speed is rough.
I did do it. All right, fair enough. Yeah,
I feel like it's been a very good year for solo dev roguelike games.
This is true. It has been a really great year for solo dev roguelike games for sure.
For sure. Agreed.
Oh,
okay. We'll be fine. I'm okay. Just not feeling great. Okay, I'm just gonna buy that back first and hope for something good. Not really. Veterans to Lookers something. All right, we'll take it.
Better than nothing.
Yes, better than nothing for sure. All right. By the way, I took an item a while back that I actually think is really interesting in general. It's called Balanced Diet. What Balanced Diet does is it makes it so that if you kill 2 or more enemies in a single shot, cool, you get you get a maximum health upgrade. So you're often doing that as a speedrunner, especially if you have certain items like Scarecrow, which just activated there, which makes it so that enemies move on their own. So, of course, naturally, you can get a bunch more kills that way. So, you know, there's a lot of really, really cool item interactions. Woo! Out of Spiky Gauntlet. That's a huge choke point in the run, so I like to see that not be a problem. Not be too much of a problem anyway. Now, it's time for the silliest challenge possibly on the roster, but also another really scary one called Drunken Master. Drunken Master's gimmick is that there's a 20% chance for every single shot that you take for the shot to go backwards. No joke. That's the gimmick. Yep. So you kind of, the game does help you out kind of by giving you more shots and more health and less spawns to compensate for that, but it's still pretty brutal. There are situations where you would have won if not for that chance, you know, and you can't really prevent that from happening. So that's another reason why this challenge is so early in the challenges order. Because it can be the most, like, you know, it's one of the most volatile and has the most, it's one of the most variants out of all the challenges. Whoa! Sometimes the whole physics are funny in this game.
Especially at 6 times speed. The dev does have a warning in the settings to not go above, what is it, 3 times speed or is it 4?
I think it's 4. Yeah.
I think it's 4 times speed. Yeah, he just kind of says, like, go above 4 at your own risk. We have found some interesting glitches as a result. Nothing useful for a speedrun. Nothing reproducible, but we have glitched this game as speedrunners from doing things at 6 times speed that we really shouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's so much more satisfying to play at 6 times speed. It's just a really, really nice experience, honestly. Even with the weird physics, I like it. I prefer it. Ooh, Vampire Survivor, just like we were talking about.
Let's go.
That's fun. I also have another item here that benefits from killing multiple, I want to say zombies, because I'm used to talking about Plants vs. Zombies. Thank you, Drunken Master. Multiple enemies in the same turn, which is Wealthy Assassin. Gives you $10 per time you do that, once per level, unless you have multiple copies. And $10, I want to put that into perspective, how good $10 is, because there's kind of an easy way to tell how good money is in this game, which is that every health back, I'm gonna do Trinity, this is fun, is $3. So $10 is like more than 3 health, which is actually quite valuable. So, you know, you can kind of judge items as a speedrunner that give you gold based on that metric.
Speaking of $10,
whoa,
we are still less than $10 away from the $1,500 mark.
Come on.
Come on, chat.
Can we have
I
our
know you
very
do it.
own Wealthy Assassin? Chat, come on. Let's get it.
It is so within reach.
So within reach. Let's do it. Oh, I like Paid Leave. Paid Leave is a cool item. It removes all the gold from a level that's just like sitting on the ground, but it also removes an enemy, so we vastly prefer that most of the time as speedrunners. So that's a fun one to get. And I just got it Trinity'd as well, so that means that there's way less enemies per stage. Trinity again! Let's do it! I love Trinity. So fun. But yeah, Lefty, what do you think of this game?
I think it is very interesting. I have not gotten the chance to play it for myself, but I've never really seen a roguelike quite like this one. I can't think of anything that really compares to it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's very unique. I agree. Ludiculture is a really creative dev, and, you know, this is a super high quality game. So, again, definitely recommend trying it out if you're at all interested. Silly. Ankh. So Ankh is a really good safety item because what it does is it makes it so that if you die, you don't die, actually. Instead, you get respawned with 4 health and no money. You lose all your money. So that's not, like, great in the middle of dungeon crawl. But if you're at the very end, remember that, you know, at the very end, you just have to beat all the enemies on the screen to survive. You don't need, you know, a requisite amount of gold or anything. That's pretty much fine. So Ankh is really good for sort of that last level survival guarantee.
Hey, I see triple Ankh. That's fantastic.
Yep, and I indeed did Trinity it, so we should
Nice.
survive Drunken Master no matter what. Because unless the last level was really wrong, which would be sad. Black Hole's a personal favorite of mine as well. There's so many great items
Black
in
Hole's
this game.
so good.
Yeah, Black Hole's so much fun. Black Hole makes it so that if you fall into a hole yourself as the player character, you lure the nearest enemy towards you. So that means that they probably fall into the hole as well. So it's just a fun way to be like, nah, I did that on purpose.
As a runner who falls into holes a lot in this game, I adore the ones that give us benefits for falling into holes, because I'm just like, this is like free money or free damage because I'm gonna fall in the hole anyways.
Why not? So true. No, that's really real.
Just as a bit of an update.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry
yes.
about that. We have a new incentive opened. This is the Hollow Knight Path of Pain incentive, in which, if met, the runners will race the Path of Pain at the end of the run, which is an extremely difficult bonus portion of the game with lots of precision platforming. I should also mention that this is a milestone incentive, which means that no donations have to be put toward this incentive directly. If we reach $2,000 on the marathon in total, then the milestone is met and this will be completed. So we have, it should be mentioned, Hollow Knight is our last run of the marathon. So if we reach $2,000 by the end of the marathon, then this incentive will be met.
That's awesome. My girlfriend loves Hollow Knight, so I would love to see that get met because she would be very happy.
And it feels so fitting. It feels so fitting because we are in indie block right now, and Hollow Knight's another indie game. So let's get it met.
Let's do it. Indie
Let's
love.
keep going.
Come on. And we're so close to that 1.5k, and then we would only need 500 more. So
Which is super doable.
Yeah, totally. I believe in chat. Let's do it. Also, let's talk about the current challenge just a little bit so you can know why I'm kind of floundering at the moment. This is Berserk. Berserk's gimmick is that you get a lot of shot power at the beginning. So that was something that Cell was talking about earlier. That little like blue lightning bolt that you're seeing in the top left shows you your shot power. So that's roughly how, like, well, powerful your shot is. And it gives you a bunch at the beginning. And that makes it really, really hard to control where you go. So you oftentimes run into, you know, painful obstacles. So it's kind of hard to survive. Another one of the more difficult challenges. But the catch is that you actually lose power as you go. Unfortunately, once again, tough to get a full hold in this challenge. Once you do, then it's usually fine. But you kind of have to get there first. Usually, you know, dying in the first 1 or 2 levels is pretty normal here. But yeah, you lose power as you go through the challenge, actually. And if you have not a lot of shot power, you kind of can't make shots very well. So it's an interesting sort of balancing approach, because there are items that give you shot power. So you're like, you know, how much do I want to take these? When do I want to take these? You know, very, very strategically interesting, I would say. I think the challenges are all really, really well thought out. And the reason that this category is called All Classic Challenges, even though it does technically do all 10 that are available right now, is because there are going to be double the challenges in just 2 days in this game. So I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited to see what Ludiculture has come up with, because I think all the challenges are super creative and really well designed right now. So, you know, let's have double them. 10 more. All right. Cell, do you have any more thoughts?
Yeah, I was just thinking, could explain some of the other various things we're going to see on the map. So obviously we've talked about the spikes, we've talked about the traps. There's obviously the holes that we can toss enemies into to kill them. There's also like these treasure chests. If you bonk into them, it will sort of open up and put a coin somewhere on the floor.
Can be a
There's
gem
also
too, and gems are worth
can
5.
be a gem. That's true.
Yeah, coins are
so
worth
the gems you can see. There's 2 gems on this floor right now, and they're both those. They're obviously gems. They're blue. They're very cool. There's also some of these like little like pinball tilt table bumper thingies that will send whatever hits it like shooting in the direction it's pointing in. Those can be really chaotic and really stressful sometimes. And then as well, you'll see teleporters sometimes, and and like those little
That was a
spike
brutal
gates. Oh,
No,
You
that
got
was
this.
just a bad level generation. It happens.
yeah, it happens. So this again, this is a roguelike. So not only are the enemy types and I forgot a word for a second. The enemy types, like everything about the levels is randomized, which is obviously a lot of fun, but also kind of stressful. Yeah, that was looking like a restart. You got this. But that also means sometimes you get a level generation that just is almost impossible to deal with. It's so rough. And there's certainly some levels that are very much less popular among us runners than others. There's one where like the only thing you'll get is like a giant hole in the middle, and that one can be shockingly difficult.
Worst. Yeah, that one's really, really hard. It's hard to maneuver balls in the corners in this game. The corners can kind of be sticky sometimes, and you can't really like get things out of there very well, just for positioning reasons a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. So it's really brutal when, you know, you've got a level generation that sticks a bunch of stuff in the corners or kind of forces you to go to those. I'm gonna make them count. Why not? I want to show off make them count. I don't know if it's actually the best option here, but I do want to kind of show it off because I think it's kind of cool. Make them count. Oh, I Trinity'd it. Yeah, that's normal. All right, we'll probably lose this. That's okay.
Oh dear.
No big deal. It's fun. You know what? It's fun. Make them count is an item that reduces the amount of shots you have by 2. Which actually makes the game significantly faster for reasons that we discussed earlier. But it also...
oh, damn, you have 4 shots.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, no.
I'm so aware. That's why I will lose. But it's fine. I want to show this off. I forgot that I had Trinity. It happens.
Everyone, send your support for Satan for this potentially impossible challenge.
Well, we're still technically alive right now.
Yeah, you are alive.
I'm gonna go for cleansing bone because that might help. Let's see. It probably won't.
Oh, you can't reroll.
Yep. Yay. This is great. This is great. It's so normal. I did a silly. I just want to see how far we can get here.
Hey, I believe in you.
You shouldn't.
You know what? You're my friend. I am going to believe in you. All right, let's try that one more time. We got this. Hey, you know what? Satan is just stalling. Satan is giving you all time to get your donations in so we can hit that $1,500. As our lovely host Lefty has said, we're less than $10 away.
Less
than 2 $5 footlongs, people.
Yeah, that's not very long.
Tell us what your favorite. Tell us what your favorite.
This is the hill I'm dying on. This is the analogy I'm choosing.
Tell us what your favorite subtopics are. Like, tell us that. We do have Pizza Tower coming up after this. So, like, let's talk about food. Send us your
speaking of,
send us your food orders
right now. I'm picking up the item gourmand right now. The synergy is unreal.
Satan is even like picking food-related items here.
This
Come
is
on.
complete-a-thon.
I'm partial to pepperoni on my pizza.
Hey, that's a good one.
That's a lot of alliteration.
I also tried hot honey for the first time on pizza recently, and that was very interesting and surprisingly enjoyable.
Well, good to know.
I can believe that. Hey, you cleared that one. Good job.
Yeah, no, that was actually a really, really good clear. I'm proud of that. All right, we have Ankh once again, the safety item I was talking about earlier. That makes it so that when you die, you don't die, and you respawn with 4 health and no money. So that will make us much less likely to die than we already were. Hooray!
Yay!
Woohoo. But Gourmand in particular, I didn't explain it, is an item where if you have full health and you pick up a health pickup in a level, so that's what this little green thing I'm about to pick up, you get an extra max health and a health refill. And I have another item that gives 2 health pickups per level. So those synergized together is obviously a really good thing. Right now, I can't quite take advantage of it yet, but hopefully I will be able to soon. Yeah, this game has some really awesome item interactions. It's really, really cool. There's a reason I wrote an entire, like 60-page document about it or something.
I can confirm the document is extraordinarily comprehensive.
Thank you. I'm glad you can. Yeah, I'm not quite done with the item ranking / description part yet, but that is the last part I need to do, pretty much.
Yeah.
Everything else is pretty detailed.
I'm going to talk about one of the enemies on screen right now. So if you look over on the left side, you'll see one that's it's got a singular eyeball and it's wrapped in like purple tentacle thingies. That one's called the Beastie, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And if that one survives to the end of the round, rather than doing 1 damage like every other enemy, it will do 2 damage to you. So that's one that's a priority for us to kill almost every time, because obviously it's 1 enemy, but it does double the damage to us. And as well, one of my favorite little ones here, this one that's moving around after every shot that Satan's doing, that's a Berserky? I forget what he's called. But he will come charging at you. And I love chaos. I love doing really chaotic builds in this game. And so I love the ones that come charging at you because it just adds more chaos. Even though it's slow, I don't care. It's fun. But those are 2 of the sort of special ones we'll see. Ooh, and there's 2 more that will charge at you.
Enemies. Yeah,
the 2 guards.
Those are the samurai-esque ones.
The guards. Guardy, I forget what they're called.
Something.
Something.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're guards. Basically, if you hit an enemy besides one of them, they will come charging at you sort of in defense of it, which is also very chaotic.
Yeah, very chaotic.
You also saw one with like a bunch of like green things above it. Looks sort of like some people call it a broccoli. That's a newer enemy that got added after release. I think it's called a floaty. I still don't comprehend how the floaty works, but
okay, well, I can help you out.
Thank you.
No problem. The floaty, it's kind of counterintuitive because you would think it wouldn't get killed by holes, but it does technically get killed by holes. But if you kill it by a hole, it'll spawn a normal enemy after it. So you kind of want to try to kill it through other means, whether it be spikes or traps or, whatever else. That's the deal with that one. And there's another similar one. I forget what it's called. I'm not good with names, but that has a skull pattern on it. And that one, if you kill it in any way, will just spawn a normal.
Yeah, that one's called, that's a culty.
Yeah. And so you kind of don't worry about those unless you, have to.
Unless it's floor 10 and you have to get rid of it, you don't worry about those ones just because it will spawn an extra one. And so defeating it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Oh, yeah, there's a culty one. It's sort of the one just off to the right there in the center. There's a culty. There's also 2 Rockies as well. Those are the bigger ones that look kind of all cracked. They're really heavy and hard to move, which can be kind of stressful in a challenge like this where your shot power gets lowered.
Yeah, this is pretty
There's
bad.
2 of them. That's not good. That's not very good generation. So hopefully,
no, our generation's pretty awful here, unfortunately.
Hopefully,
I can do this one.
Oh no! Oof! Yeah.
Yeah.
Toast.
I'll save though.
Onk.
So let's
Onk
see.
save, maybe?
It won't.
Oh
happen.
no!
Nah.
Nah.
I would have needed Trinity Onk like in the last one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well. That was just a really bad generation, unfortunately. And again, sometimes this kind of thing can happen to you. Yeah, I like the longer categories in this game. I think they're fun. I do think they're kind of an endurance test, and you kind of have to play them differently than the shorter categories. You have to go, for safety strats more. But unfortunately, they are very susceptible to RNG. Just everything in this game is susceptible to RNG. So certainly the most popular categories in this game are really short. And they're really fantastic runs. They're a huge rush. If you like runs that are under 10 minutes, this is 100% the game for you. I like completely recommend it. They don't get stale. You know, it feels like it feels like a, you know, as I said before, a rush to do them well. So definitely recommend that. And
Yeah.
you know, who knows? Maybe with this new big update and the new challenges, there might be, you know, more appeal to the longer runs in the future. Also, 2 scaregrows right now, which is kind of cool.
Oh, very nice. Something I'm also going to note for folks, because I don't know if it's been noted yet, is if you finish a level, you've defeated all the enemies with extra shots left over, you actually get 1 coin per leftover shot, which can be, it's not necessarily something we go for in the speedruns, but it can be really nice when that happens.
Yeah,
just
we
because
definitely like to see that.
it's this little extra money.
And money is, again, very important because you need it to heal yourself. You can also buy shots with money, so that's interesting. And as we said before, shots are not always fast because of the whole, you know, like, level ends when you run out of shots thing, except for the final level. That was rude. But
I have an
it can
update for
still
you
be
guys.
really important to have it. Yeah?
Yeah, Lefty, absolutely go ahead.
Do it.
We have surpassed the $1,500 mark.
Woo!
Let's go.
A $10 donation from Anonymous that reads, hey, can I get a foot-long Italian sub with lettuce, onion, tomato, vinaigrette, provolone cheese? No, actually, I don't want vinaigrette. Sorry. And yeah, that's it. No, actually, can I also get a bag of chips with that?
That's really good.
Certainly. If we find those ingredients in this dungeon, we will be sure to make that sandwich for you and send it your way. Thank you so much, Anonymous, for that $10 donation.
Woohoo! Thank you so much for that. That's awesome. It's very funny. Very nice. I guess I'll explain something a little bit more theoretical about this game, because, I don't know, people might like to hear me talk about this. But I've sort of simplified the items in this game down to a couple of big categories. And the reason I'm talking about that is because I just picked up an item that I will call a safety item. So if you hear me say a safety item, this is what it is. It's an item that doesn't heal you necessarily, but prevents you from taking damage instead. So I just got an item called Golden Armor, which makes it so that you don't take damage when you take damage in a level as long as you can pay 2 gold. So while that sounds like the same thing as healing, it's kind of not. Because if you're in a situation where you have 1 health left and would otherwise die, you know, not taking that damage at all is the difference between winning and losing, instead of just having, you know, a way to heal. So that's, you know, I'll say heal items and safety items, and that's kind of the difference between those two. I've also identified a category called kill options, which basically means that the item is going to give you more ways to kill enemies. And that's a very broad category. Lots of items fall into that. But that's one of the most important things to be looking out for as speedrunners, because the more ways you have to kill enemies and the faster ways you have to kill enemies, the faster you can defeat levels, especially the final level.
I'd also like to mention, sorry.
Go ahead, Lefty,
as
go for
a
it.
perk of passing the $1,500 mark is that we are now less than $500 away from the $2,000 mark. And when we reach $2,000, we unlock the Path of Pain in Hollow Knight, which is our last run of the marathon tomorrow night. And if we reach that threshold, then that will unlock the Path of Pain.
Let's go.
That's do
awesome.
it. I believe we can get there. I know we can. A few more enemy types that I'm going to talk about. So there's ones that wear a hood. We saw that one up in the top left. That's called a rogue or something like that. I can't remember if they have Y's at the end of the name, but it's a rogue is roughly its name.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but I think that's I don't know. I like it.
The rogue is defeated upon you hitting it as long as you have at least 1 coin. So it will take 1 coin from you and it will disappear immediately, which is very handy. You'll also see one sometimes that have like a ring of like smoke around them. Those are blind enemies, and upon hitting them, whether or not you defeat them, you'll be blinded. So you'll see here that Satan has this, obviously she can see where she's aiming at, but then there's also this little marker that shows her where like the trajectory of her ball is after she encounters something. Being blinded will hide that projection from you, which sometimes isn't terrible, but also can be really challenging. And here is one of, I know this is Satan's least favorite enemy, is the shooting guy.
It's gone now.
It's that one that has a little target on its forehead, and it will shoot out a little white ball at you after every turn you make. They can be very annoying. I don't hate them quite as much as Satan does, but
I think they're so bad. I do not like them. They ruin my
embrace chaos.
They ruin my day. They take more time. I don't like them.
I embrace the chaos because they cause some wild things to happen. But hey, that's differences in how we play. And then of course we saw that the first one that Satan's hit in this floor was a toxic one, where of course it does that 1 damage upon you hitting it. You don't have to bump it into anything. It just takes 1 hit point from you and dies.
Right, which sometimes
just sort of like the rogue takes 1 coin.
Sometimes you can't. So it's kind of like
that's I have lost friends to that.
Deal with that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's also an item. So there was an item that popped up in the shop there. One that will turn a normie into a Richie, which is a unique type that you will only find, I believe, from
that item.
Using that item. That's the only place you can get it. And so the Richie is a unique enemy that has like money circling around it. So defeating it will earn you extra money. I quite like that one. I'm kind of fond of it. But
it's
I'm
a really
also
cute design. I'm sad that you can only get it in gold mine.
It's a very
it's
cute
not
design.
even that great of an item, so I never take it.
See, I like the item because I like to take things that will give me benefits for like destroying not normie enemies. I am very weird that way. I know it's probably slower, but hey, that's what tickles my roguelike brain. So
right.
that just be how I play. Ooh, negative 45 shot power is very rough, but this generation isn't
mean.
Oh, I was gonna say it wasn't terrible. And then, maybe
we'll be okay, I think.
Maybe. So an interesting thing. So if you run out of shots on this final level, before you've defeated everything, obviously, all the spikes on the walls, if there's any spikes, will become those spikes that
nice.
We already talked about before. We'll go forward.
We saved it. That was close. All right. And now those are the 4 hardest challenges by far, for sure. Once you're out of that, then you feel a whole lot better about it.
Oh, speaking of special enemies, this one is Veteran Hunter, right?
Yes, I love Veteran Hunter. I think it's
which means there are no normie enemies at all in this level.
So this
is the one that I should play because I like the not normies.
Yeah, also
I should run this
challenges by themselves. Also, we have boards for that on SRC, and I think they're tons of fun to run just normally without worrying about it, because then you can just reset and get cool stuff to happen. But Veteran Hunter is really fun because not only, like, this sounds counterintuitive. I'm saying, oh, it's all special enemies, that's really fun. Well, the reason it's really fun is because you also get an item called Big Game Hunter, which is one of the best items in the whole game to start. And that item gives you 2 gold per special enemy you defeat. So you get loaded. Check out how much money I have in the 3rd level.
That is an unusual amount of money, I can tell everyone. That is very unusual.
So
that
it's fun to me.
That little sticky one, the one that looked like it was covered in jam. I forget what they're called. I call it jammy, but
that's cute. I like that.
I call it jammy because it looks like it's covered in jam, and
no, that's super cute.
It's not a very harmful one. It just, when you hit that one, it makes your shot power go down for the next shot you make. So it can be a little annoying, but also it's not the worst one to get. So like, it's cute. Yeah. It's just a cute little friendly.
Yeah, that's the fun thing about this is it tickles my brain because like this is my brand, right? Like it's dark things. It's Satan and blood and bad, but everything's so cute.
Oh yes, you can actually. So there is an option in the game, which looks like Satan has turned off, where when an enemy dies to like a spike or whatever, it will. Like there'll be like a blood splatter, not a very graphic one, but there'll be like a little cartoony blood splatter and like a skull that appears.
I turn it off for marathons just cause,
Yeah, and that's, I just play with it off by default. I just prefer it that way aesthetically. But if you want this to be a little more gritty and dark, you absolutely can play this in a little bit more gritty, dark way aesthetically. That's the wonders. The dev has been so generous with all of the options and ways to play this, and
Monoculture is so cool. Yeah,
and is so dedicated to like upgrading the game further and further and adding more stuff, and is just so lovely. Huge shout outs to the Coulter and Fabian for just being a wonderful dev.
Totally. Also, I have something I'd like to talk about now as it's happening,
right.
because there's an interesting interaction with this particular challenge with the item I just took called Bottled Souls. So Bottled Souls is kind of a high risk, high reward item where you get 2 max health and 2 heals right away, but it gives you 2 more normie enemies in the level that's going to precede it. And while that's already kind of a risk, it's even more of a risk in Veteran Hunter, because Veteran Hunter works in the way that it transforms any normie into a special enemy. So that actually means you have 2 more enemies than you would otherwise. But I got through it, and that means I get to keep my 2 max health, which is what I wanted to do. So it's all good. Risk reward, big thing.
Risk reward.
One. Yeah, big thing in every Rack and Slay run. You really have to think about, what you're doing in terms of how much risk do you want to take with your current resources.
You have so much money, though.
Well, that's Veteran Hunter. It's tons of fun.
I'm loving how much money you have.
I picked this one for middle of the run just because I think it's fun. It's
a
not
nice little break.
Particularly dangerous. Yeah. Well, anyhow, Lefty, do you have anything you want to let us know? Because we're kind of in a bit of a lull.
Yeah, I'd like to give a reminder, a PSA of sorts, to the audience that we do have a bid war currently open for the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening run tomorrow. This is for choosing the tunic color. This is going to be either red or blue. The red's lead has narrowed a little bit to just $15, so if you get your donation in, you can tip the scales in your favor.
Yeah, very cool. I don't know.
Hold strong, Team
I
Red.
like red and blue. I'm really a fan of everything. Let's buy a trillion shots, by the way.
Hey, let's do it.
My favorite part of Veteran Hunter. But I wouldn't have wanted to buy those shots earlier because, the level is determined by when you run out of shots, not whether you kill them all until the very last
sometimes,
level. So in the last
sometimes
level,
you want those extra shots. You want those extra shots sometimes in the final level just as like extra health in a way.
Yes. Shots are basically health in the final level because when you run out of all your shots, the game just deals you health based on how many enemies are on the screen, like it would normally, until you either die or you win. So, basically the same thing. I won there because of an item called Mirror, by the way, which...
I was gonna say that's a lucky mirror.
Yeah, that was good. Picky Klutz. That moves the enemy after your shot is done, oftentimes. Oh, I should have taken Wealthy Assassin. That's fine. We'll lock and key it. Why not? We are in another challenge now called Picky Klutz. This is a slightly dangerous one. Basically, this challenge is going to let you choose double the items, which is fun, but it also will remove one of your items at the start of every level. So, like, how we've been talking about synergies, how items sort of build on each other. You get better ones. You get better, than the sum of their parts, basically, a lot of the time. Well, you kind of can't count on keeping any given item in this one. So you have to sort of like change your strategy around that. There are certain items that will give you permanent buffs, such as like permanent extra health, or things like that, or permanent shots that you may prioritize because of that. For example, in this one. Or you might be looking for the item Trinity, as we were talking about earlier, and then trying to use it right away so that you can kind of be sure you keep whatever item you got. Okay, I'm not going to use Trinity right away, so it might get stolen, but I'm going to just explain that right now by taking it.
We also have another special enemy on screen now called Sleepy. It's that one with the Z's coming out from
This
its
is why
mouth.
I wore this badge that I wore, by the way.
Sleepies,
to
do not
Sleepy.
do not do any damage to you if they're still alive at the end of the level. Satan did kill it there because it was faster to just kill it than it was to run out of shots to get to the end of the level. But that could be a handy strategy too, because sometimes that's just one less enemy to kill, except on level 10, because we have to kill everything on level 10.
Unfortunately, I did get my Trinity taken from me.
No.
Yeah, so it didn't quite pan out, but what can you do?
Rude game.
I know. Bad luck. It happens. Damage. Yeah, there's just so much to learn in this game. It's also like, this game wasn't built for speedrunning, as we kind of said, earlier. It's not that it's not a good speedrunning game, because it obviously is. It's just, that wasn't really the major intention. The major intention was difficulty, actually. And that's why there's a ton of difficulty sliders in this game. A ton of ways to make it easier or harder. And there's also a metric by which to sort of improve your runs, which is how many shots does it take for you to get through a run. So shot efficiency is also something that, the built-in game encourages. So if you're interested in stuff like, really, really hard challenges, or optimizing based on shots, this game is definitely the one for you.
Yeah, there's a lot of members in the Discord who do things like they'll post screenshots of, hey, I completed this run and like I did it in like 70 shots. They're trying to minimize the number of shots they take versus speed. For some of them, it takes multiple hours to complete 10 floors when we can do 10 floors in less than 5 minutes. It's just two very different ways of playing the game, and both are equally valid, and the dev is supportive of both, which is amazing and wonderful and lovely.
Yep. Heart, Ludiculture, heart. As always.
And Two Left Thumbs, the publisher.
Yeah, Two Left Thumbs also. Big shout out. Both fantastic. Alright, I'm gonna decide I can afford this. Yeah, the reason I'm getting Sleepies, by the way, is an item called Motion Sickness. And that makes it so that the enemy becomes sleepy if it runs itself through a teleporter or a little speed up conveyor thingy. So you see some blue teleporters there. That's what's making that happen in that level. Oh, interesting stuff. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. This game also has a really funny endless mode, play at your own risk, where you can very literally just go endless. And because of all the combo stuff we've been talking about with all the items, you can imagine just how wacky that gets. So if you're into wacky and chaos, endless mode exists. There's so many screenshots in the Discord of I made, all the entire screen an explosion, in endless mode.
Or literally, who is it? I think SM Midi, one of the other runners of this game, tried endless mode and quite literally had so much happening on screen that the game just crashed.
Yep, that will absolutely happen.
Not a fault of the game. It was just too many things. Too much. Game got sleepy and just had to take a nap to recover.
Exactly.
That's one of my favorite mechanics in roguelikes, is when you can really just push the engine to its limits by taking the most broken build and going bananas with it.
That is exactly what you can do with this one. It is really funny. It's really funny. Yeah, also big shout outs to MIDI, because SM Mini is going to be running this again at Indie Explorer League.
Hidden Gem Rally.
Sorry.
Hidden Gem Rally, yep.
Yep. Sorry, names escaped me.
That's okay. Hi, I'm the head organizer of that. I made things confusing by naming the event, not the name of the community.
Happens to the best of us. Yep, I unfortunately will be in Japan at the time, so I cannot participate, but I will be cheering on from the sidelines. Because that is a very cool event. Yeah, I don't know if we win this. We might need a scarecrow or something to work for us here. Telekinesis isn't on.
Oh.
Okay, can I get the angle?
No, so
power.
close.
That was really, really
Oh.
close. If I had put more power on that one, I would have gotten it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
that's an example of where power can be really useful.
Yep. And
But
that was really a generation thing there as well.
Mhm.
I had all the resources I needed there. Just generation.
yeah.
Sometimes.
But since we've been talking about the dev, Lefty, do you want to remind us all about the charity for this event?
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. We are raising money, over $1,500, by the way, for the
Woo-hoo.
Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. Girls Make Games was founded in order to provide girls with the space and resources to explore the world of gaming and help them pursue careers in game development. Girls Make Games has helped their alumni go on to graduate high school, college, and land jobs in the gaming industry and other wider STEAM fields. With help through your donations, the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund will give women and girls the support they need to reach their fullest potential.
Thank you, Lefty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Sel and I are women in gaming, and so we know just how wonderful gaming can be for people of all genders and all ages. And so we really want to see girls be able to thrive in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, there's a lot of barriers to that. So Girls Make Games kind of helps even that playing field. We love to see it.
Mm-hmm. And it's super cool for me as someone who's from Canada. So many charities that do this kind of work are focused on just the US, which is fair. Like the US has obviously got a huge population and a lot of tech and all that stuff. But sometimes it can be kind of like, well, is there anything for those of us who aren't in the US? And so it's really cool to see that Girls Make Games operate all over the world, not just obviously in first world countries, but also they do work outside of that as well. And so super cool charity and super glad that we get to be here supporting them.
Yeah. It's awesome stuff. So if y'all give money, which you absolutely should, not only because, we're telling you to, but also because we have that really cool Hollow Knight milestone, then you know that it's going to a really great place. And yeah, it's just awesome stuff. And also, chat, tell us something with your donations. The other great thing about charity marathons is that it's not just donating to charity, you get to tell us to say stuff. So, if you want to tell us what your favorite, Pokemon is, what your favorite thing about this game is, what your favorite, once again, pizza topping is, because we've got Pizza Tower coming up right after this. Please do that.
You know what? You could even start early. So I'm hosting Pizza Tower. I am fully expecting to hear some very cursed pizza topping combinations. We could start early. We could also make Lefty suffer from having to read these cursed pizza toppings. Which, love you, Lefty. You're doing an awesome job hosting. But let's get some donations in. And
you all made me suffer with difficulty 10, so let's just keep that suffering going.
Let's curse the host, but having to read some really strange things.
Show me what you got. Show me.
Lefty's up for the challenge.
Ooh, I'm very impressed that I lived that, by the way.
I was like, is Satan gonna do it? Is Satan gonna be okay?
I did, yeah. Look, seemed fine. We're fine.
You made it.
And I'm gonna do intuition because I kind of need to right now. So intuition is one of the most divisive items in the game. It makes it so that trajectory projection we were talking about earlier just straight up goes away permanently. But it does give you 2 max health and a free health refill. And right now, I feel like I might need that more than I do with my trajectory. Because also, I, in theory, know how to aim.
Yeah, I hate that item. But also, this is where a big difference between Satan and I come in terms of playing. So Satan is, if you don't know this about Satan, she's known for being a Peggle speedrunner, which is super impressive, very, very good at that. But also means her aiming is really, really phenomenal. And so, you know what? I believe in her. She can aim, do all sorts of things. Who needs to see a trajectory? Because she's just got so much experience doing it.
Yes, Peggle is kind of my main thing and has been for a really long time now. So, that's one reason why this game really appeals to me, because it's, it's aiming. It's shooting balls at stuff. That's exactly what I already do.
I suppose Peggle is probably the closest comparison I can think of to this game. It's obviously got plenty of differences, but I feel like in terms of gameplay loop, it's the closest I can imagine that I'm familiar with.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. It's pretty close somehow.
Yeah, like it's got obviously a lot of similarities to a lot of like dungeon crawling roguelikes, but in terms of the like movement and like the obviously the aiming and stuff like that, you are right. Like it does have a very Peggle esque feel to it.
It's just
Yeah,
missing that overture, that symphony that plays at the end of a level.
Oh, to joy. Fun fact about that. I actually do have a fun fact loaded up for that one. That song was actually a placeholder for the initial round of playtesting for Peggle. But people loved it so much they couldn't, like imagine the experience without it after they had played with it, that the devs just decided, all right, we'll keep it.
That's so funny.
Mm-hmm. I have so many fun facts about Peggle. I love Peggle. I actually have custom Peggle-inspired merchandise that I make on right now. So, yeah. Should hopefully be proof enough. Also, uh-oh, this guy's stuck.
Come on, game.
That's bad.
That is, yeah, he's wedged against the wall.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that.
No, you're dead.
Sometimes, unfortunately, the enemy will just kind of basically get stuck against the wall. There's nothing you can do, essentially, about that.
Yeah, that's just kind of
being really mean. This I've not had to restart this much on Piggy Klutz ever. This is the energy is quite bad.
You know what it's doing, Satan? It's recognizing that we have that goal that we're aiming towards of that $2,000 for the Path of Pain incentive. And so it's giving you a Path of Pain, while also giving our lovely, lovely viewers an opportunity to donate towards it.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not going to deny it. That's exactly right, Sel. I'm
having so much fun just being on comms. I don't have to worry about trying to play this right now. It's so great. Thank you for having me.
Of course, always. We always have so much fun. And by we, I mean you.
You have fun too when the game is nice.
I do. No, I'm having a great time. I really like this game. It's just being mean right now. That's all.
Also, so, and actually, you know what, chat, I'm curious. Satan just picked up an item called Broccoli, which is a healing-related item. It heals you 1 and gives you 1 extra max health.
One of the best items for sure. Very good.
A really helpful item. We really like it at speedrunners, but I'm very curious. Broccoli is a divisive food. What do y'all think of broccoli?
Yeah.
What do y'all think of broccoli?
Chat,
I, for one, love a good steamed broccoli. I like steamed broccoli the most.
Ooh.
Steamed broccoli.
I like to put my broccoli in. So if I'm making spicy ramen, I'll take some frozen broccoli heads and I'll chuck it in there, and cook it in the spicy ramen, and it's just chef's kiss. Best way to eat spicy ramen.
I will note that for sure.
Now, to be fair, my Asian friends look at me like I've gone a little bit funny when I say I do this, but I don't know. I think it tastes really good.
I believe you.
Why not?
I believe you. All right. Oh, man. I can't wait to get out of this challenge. Piggy Klutz, again, usually does not give me this much trouble. This is pretty brutal. I will also say part of the reason for the brutality, of course, is the difficulty upgrade incentive. So once again, thank you all so much for raising money for that. You get to see me suffer. I hope that was worth it. I think it was. You get to see more complete-a-thon. You increase the time of the marathon. It's awesome. Alright. We're getting through it. And yeah, there's more fun challenges coming up. I promise. There are more. Next one's Second Wind, actually, which is, I think, maybe my favorite challenge in terms of just, like, how it changes the mechanics of the game. So you all have to stick around for when I beat Piggy Klutz to see that.
I believe I have faith this time.
Yeah, this is looking like a much better one. I will say. This setup looks a lot better than it has in the past. I want money, though.
All right, let's hope that Trinity doesn't get stolen.
I know, we've got another Trinity's second time opportunity here, so don't destroy it, please. Okay. I'd rather
Okay,
not.
be nice.
I want to use it. Trinity's just so fun. There's also another item that's kind of similar called the duplicator, where if you get it, then the game gives you a 20% chance for every item pick to duplicate that item. We still have Trinity. All right.
Hey, let's go.
Let's find something good to use it on. Not make them count. Mirror. I'll grab mirror. Yeah, mirror makes enemies move on their own after the shot is finished, in the same way that you moved. So you can kind of use it strategically, just like I did in those last 2 shots, to kill enemies without even having to take shots yourself. So Trinity Mirror is really, really great because of that. You can see how fast that level went. It's only a 20% chance per shot, but if you have 4, copies of it, then it's gonna happen most shots. See? Look at that. Yeah, one of my favorit things about this game is the interactions. They're just beautiful. It's really cool when things actually interact, in this game. Unfortunately, that didn't quite work how I wanted it to, but that did. Let's go. That was gorgeous. All right. Final level. Okay, come on. Also, you can see there, like, I just quote-unquote defeated the boss, but it didn't actually fully leave the screen. It just shows up somewhere new. You really can't defeat it until you've defeated everything else, except for one particular exception, actually, which is the item Paid Leave, which we did talk about earlier. If you get that item, the game will sometimes decide to remove the boss itself, because it's an item that removes enemies from the screen before you even start. And then you'll play the final level without the boss, and it's really jarring. You go, what's going on? Ah. But that's the only time that happens. All right, so Second Wind is a challenge where you only start with 4 shots per level, but you get a shot per enemy you defeat. So that means, basically, as long as you keep killing, you get more shots. Which also means that oftentimes the faster way to go in this challenge is to actually kill everything. So you especially want items like Mirror that are going to let you get kills much quicker and more efficiently. You're also kind of more in control of the pace as well. If you really don't want to try to kill an enemy, you can kind of plan your entire layout around that. And it's a really interesting challenge for how it once again changes the mechanic, the main speedrunning mechanic of the game, I think. Kind of wish there was a mode that just existed like this, to be honest. I think it'd be really interesting.
Maybe we'll get one like that.
Yeah, and besides, there's already a full-blown challenge, so, you can just play like this if you want, basically. Impaler is fun. Impaler gives you a spike that rotates around you at the start of every level, and that is just as much of a killing device as any other. So, you can use that to your advantage to kill multiple enemies in the same turn, to kill an enemy that would otherwise be more difficult. Plenty of fun. One of those kill options items I was talking about. It's fine. Lefty, do you have anything to tell us? Sel, do you have anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, sure. I'll say that we are in the... not the end, but we are approaching the end of our marathon tomorrow. And so I figured it may be appropriate to talk about what we've got coming up after this. And that would be No Holidays Allowed. This event is open to all kinds of speedruns and showcases that runners have to offer, not just glitchless runs. We're looking forward to showing off some amazing speedruns to watch as you bundle up by the campfire this winter. So look out for that.
All right, that sounds like a lot of fun. No Holidays Allowed.
Having done No Holidays Allowed last year, it was a ton of fun. So they always need runners and volunteers. Keep an eye out for it.
Absolutely. Volunteering, by the way, I want to say is just so lovely when you've got the right event, and Complete-a-thon is absolutely one of those right events. If you're wondering on where to start volunteering, Complete-a-thon is a great place to get your foot in the door. They will help you get set up. You don't have to worry about experience a lot of the time. You can, come on in and get started.
Literally, take it from me. This is my first time participating in an event, first time volunteering, and it has just been an awesome experience. And everyone has been so kind in showing you resources and tips on how to fulfill your job as best you can, and I couldn't recommend it enough.
Absolutely. So get on in the Discord. There's a specific Discord for this marathon. It's super cool. I want to see you there. Get yourself started. And yeah, Lefty's a natural, so,
Thank you. It's very
good
kind.
people come from here. Absolutely. Yeah, I hosted earlier in the marathon. I was supposed to host this morning, but some stuff came up. But, a different volunteer just immediately stepped up. He was so nice, and supported me. And we all are just kind of like ready to support each other at a moment's notice. So yeah, if you've been interested in volunteering, highly recommend Complete-a-thon. And I'm sure No Holidays Allowed would be the exact same, so get in it.
Oh yeah, the whole No Glitches Allowed family of events are fantastic. As someone who's been volunteering with them for a little bit, lovely and wonderful. I recommend it.
And
Yeah.
if you think you'd like to help with future events, we always host volunteer applications before our events. They typically run alongside submissions and are announced on our Discord and Twitter. Keep an eye on those if you're interested in running production, tweeting the tweets, or maybe even hosting live on the mic like I am right now. Even if you're just looking to volunteer for the first time, we'd be more than happy to help get your foot in the door.
Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna focus a little bit. Oh, really?
Yeah, final
Wow.
level here. Satan
was
does
brutal.
not have a lot of spare health, and the generation's being a little rude.
Yeah, that was mean.
Ooh. I believe in you. Oh,
that
my heart
was
stopped.
cool.
Like I know that one.
Yeah, I didn't think I would be able to get a kill on that one, but I did want to at least get that health. Alright. Oh, man. Brutal. Okay, yeah, not quite. It happens.
No.
That was
Hey.
that was mean.
That's just people how it goes sometimes.
Yep. Yeah, this is the last of the ones that can kill you. After that, the last ones should not kill me for the rest of the run. So, should hopefully be done with that after this. Fingers crossed.
I believe. I have faith. Chat, can I see some energy in chat for Satan, who's doing an incredible job handling everything that this game has been throwing at her?
It's been
been giving you marathon luck.
I've not quite seen RNG quite as bad as this one.
Yeah, you're
It
getting put
knows
through
you're
the
at a
ringer.
marathon. Yeah.
It happens. That's all right. I'm having fun. I hope y'all are having fun as well. All right. Got that.
Lots of gold. Spike Swallower. That's one we talked about
Swallower's
earlier.
Very good, because it just gives you a lot of extra security. Very cool.
It's one that I weirdly don't like to take, but that's a me being weird thing, not the item is bad.
Yeah, I mean, that's the cool thing about Rack and Slay in my experience, is that everybody who plays it a little differently. Even if they're, both speedrunners or both, like, efficiency farmers or, like, wacky players or whatever. Everybody has a different preference. There's just a lot of room for individual expression.
Also, the soundtrack is really good. It's
That's
like
true.
not a huge soundtrack, and it's not the most in your face, but
It's very
it's
ambient.
a good jam, and it vibes very nicely. I do
Yeah.
see people in chat sending you their energy. Thank you,
Aw.
chat.
Thanks, y'all. I need it, because Brutal.
Yeah, there was an item there on the ground that you ran into that we haven't talked about yet. So that's an item that is like it's the hand there. And if you run into that item, and sometimes it's circling around an enemy, sometimes it's just sitting on the ground, it will stop you in your tracks right there, which can be actually really useful sometimes because you can use it to reposition yourself into a better place to make a shot. But sometimes it can be really annoying because it can also block you from making a shot you really need to make. So I personally have a love-hate relationship with it. But yeah, just one more little cool item about this game.
Yeah, and that's something that the dev has been posting about, is that one of the big things that's going to change in the new update is that there's going to be a ton of new items that are going to be able to be interacted with on the ground. And there's going to be ones that sort of like change your positioning or your respawn point after a shot. And I think that that's going to make the game even more complex and interesting to play. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that comes out on Monday along with the release on the Switch.
Yeah. Which, thank our lucky stars, is a day after tomorrow, because not only am I running this today, but we are running this again, actually, at Flame Fatales 2024 tomorrow. And we're going to be racing, actually, the dungeon crawl version of this game. That also has an upgrade, but it's a speed upgrade from 2x to 6x. So it'll be interesting to see whether people want to see this game go fast.
Going fast is fun. It makes it easier to kill things. That's my opinion.
That's a good clip. That's funny. Okay, die. Yeah, there's a lot of killing and dying in this game, I guess.
Hey, my main speed game is a game about dice. I talk about dying all the time.
You talk about that's true. That's true. I can't disagree with that. Nice.
Ooh, nice mirror.
Yeah, mirror can be really handy sometimes. Scarecrow as well. Those are really both really high tier items.
I had to be taught about the power of Scarecrow. I did not know the power of Scarecrow.
Yeah, when we started speedrunning, just how good it was. But we've been learning a lot. That's the great thing about this game too, is that you can learn a lot about the interactions and what's actually good for speedruns. And the challenges are super different than Dungeon Crawl. There's also, it's not just Dungeon Crawl, you can also play this like one level at a time, and that's totally different. There's a lot of ways to play.
Yeah, because there's Crawl, which is 10, there's Delve, which is 5 floors, which has some slight unique differences to it. It's not just like half of Crawl, it actually has some slightly unique mechanics to it as well. And then there is, as Satan said, single floor challenges, which is also a really cool way to play it. Like, there's so many ways to play this game, and it's, I'm gonna look up how much is it on Steam, because I don't remember, because again, thank you to the devs for the codes, but it is not an expensive game. It is $7.80 Canadian, so that would probably make it about $5 USD?
5 or 6,
something like that.
Also, finally got past Picky Klutz.
Let's go.
All right, let's go to Big Spender now. So finally, another new challenge to talk about. Woohoo! Big Spender is interesting. It also sort of flips the mechanics of the game on its head. Where you get $15 every time you enter the shop, but you lose all your money every time you exit the shop. So that sort of changes your money dynamics. Like, a lot of the time what we'll do is we'll spend what we need, but kind of hoard the rest of our money to buy a bunch of shots at the end of the run. And you're just not able to do that in this one. So it kind of changes things.
That sounds like a fun challenge indeed.
Mm-hmm.
But
it also is much safer than many.
Yeah, makes sense.
Follow up. The game is $5.99 USD on Steam.
All right.
Hey, that's an incredible deal. That's an incredible deal for how much content is in this game. That is a huge deal. Seriously, go pick it up. Or if that feels a little too expensive for you still, stick it on your wish list and wait for an upcoming sale, because it's a good game. It is such a good game. Go get it.
Yeah. But also, while you're here, and if we're talking about places you could maybe donate or give or something, your money, you know, segue. We're running a charity marathon, and we do have that milestone incentive open for Hollow Knight tomorrow. So, you know, and the sooner we can meet that, the sooner, you know, who knows? There could be more stuff, or there could be, you know, just getting that donation total higher. Either way, let's do it.
To remind you of what that incentive is, it is the Hollow Knight Path of Pain, in which the runners will race the Path of Pain at the end of the run, which is an extremely difficult bonus portion of the game with lots of precise platforming. And if we reach $2,000 on the marathon as a whole, that incentive will be unlocked and they will run the Path of Pain tomorrow.
Which the really cool thing about that for all of you listening is you don't have to put your money towards anything. You just have to make a donation. So you don't even have to worry like, oh, did I remember to assign it towards it? Doesn't matter. Does not matter.
Automatically. What does not happen automatically is the bid war for the Link's Awakening tunic color. You have to select that. There's red or blue, and that is open right now. Right now, red is in the lead by about $15, but your donation could change that.
Absolutely. Yep, you want to make sure to select that option in Teltify when you do that for that one. If you want to donate towards that bid war. Which you do, right? Red and blue, they couldn't be more different. I'm sure everybody's got their own side.
See, though, my favorite color is purple, and it's both of them combined.
Mine
so, like,
too.
Yeah, oh, I see in chat people are saying that Rack and Slay has a demo. This is true. It does have a demo.
Yes, it does. And actually, we were speedrunning on that before we even got the keys.
Yes, I don't know if the demo is fully updated, but I will say the demo is a fantastic taste of the game, even if it's not like fully upgraded to with everything the game has right now. The demo is still a fantastic sampler. I think when we finally got the keys, I had something like 10 hours in the demo because Satan and I were speedrunning already off of the demo.
Yeah, and before we were sending each other times in our chat. We were like, oh my god, I gotta this, that. And then
our DMs were just screenshots of timers.
Yeah. It was really funny.
Yeah, fortunately the devs, the publisher, came through, very kindly gave us 2 keys. And was like, here you go, have fun. So.
My friend and I used to do that with Astro's Playroom, the tech demo for the PS5. There were like little in-game races you could do, like a time trial kind of thing. So me and my friend would run those and then take a picture of the screen and send it to each other, like, beat that, loser. And we go back and forth like that for like a week.
Satan and I were a little nicer to each other than that, but yes, yeah, same vibes. Same vibes.
It was all in good fun, I promise.
Beat that, good friend.
I challenge you to race, to try this again and do even better.
And do better this time. Yeah.
Ooh, this is a tricky little
layout.
Yeah.
This is a good example of something we were talking about earlier where there's not a whole lot of options to kill that aren't kind of in the corners. And there's kind of some dead space in some areas, which is kind of hard to maneuver around. But
and you got those,
in this case, it'll
bumpers.
be fine. But it's a good example of, like, if I was in a worse spot, that this could be a really tricky layout to work with. Yeah. All right, last level here. So we do get
Faith, let's
shot,
do it.
which is good, and it doesn't really matter from that what we get. So
we have another challenge, right? After this, I think?
We have 2. They're both short, but we only have 2. Yeah, but we do still have 2. Yeah, we have Gang Leader, which is silly, and Bouncy Land, which is even sillier. But they're pretty quick.
Gotcha.
I am not too worried about those. Yep, and we're all done with Big Spender.
Awesome.
So let's go ahead to Gang Leader. So Gang Leader is all about this mechanic called mini balls that they have in this game, which you see them on screen right now. They're just like little balls that shoot out after you're done with your shot. And as a bonus, this game gives you an item called Golden Balls, which actually gives you more money per mini ball that's fired. But you can't get money any other way. So for this challenge, you just avoid money items, just do other things, and just get through it as fast as you can. But yeah, you're usually going to be fine in this level, especially if you get max health items. It's kind of trivial. So, you know, this is not a huge one that I worry about. It's just lots of balls everywhere. Is pretty much what this one is. Do we have any opinions in chat about that pizza? That pizza topic that we had?
I am curious.
earlier?
Yes. Pizza toppings, anyone? I am very curious what you think.
Mm-hmm. Tell us in chat. What do you like? For me, I'm a pretty plain person. But every now and again, I will go for a Hawaiian, and I know that's very cursed, but I'll do it.
I was gonna say, dare I invoke the name of pineapple?
Yep. No,
Hey, pineapples are good.
every now and again, I like it too. We'll see how chat feels about that.
Ooh, we have someone in chat saying olives and spinach all the way. You know, I can see it. I can see it. That's a good combo. I am down for it. Although I would want to put pineapple with that too. You know, pizza must have pineapple. That's my opinion.
It's a must.
That's a must.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Strong.
I have very strong opinions about that. Tomato and onion, sometimes egg. Ooh, I have heard of the legendary egg on pizza.
Eggs. Yeah,
and I've never had
done
that.
That can be really, really good. I agree. Yeah, so here I'm doing that thing that I was talking about earlier where I'm just throwing away shots because I don't think it's worth it to defeat those enemies. I have well enough money to, you know, heal the damage that I'm gonna get. So that's a big thing, especially in if you are playing Dungeon Crawl, those shorter categories that I was mentioning earlier, being able to throw away shots really quickly and just do the math in your head really quickly of, okay, there's 3 enemies left on the screen. I have 5 health. I'm fine. I'm just gonna, just do some fast shots instead is really critical to being able to get, really, really fast times. But it's a little bit different when A, you're in a marathon setting, and B, you're doing a marathon run. All right. So we're going to go ahead and just finish out these last challenges, no matter what, outcome they've got, because unfortunately the RNG in Picky Klutz was just really, really bad. Once again, I have not quite seen anything like that before. You get your, that's never happened before marathon moment.
We love it. That's never happened before moment.
Yeah, it kind of was like that. Oh, I took an gold item because I forgot. That's okay. But the good news is, again, these are the easiest 2 challenges for sure. I do not think we will die in them. We will just do them as quickly as we can.
Chat, send your energy for Satan to be able to finish this. I believe
we're in the home stretch.
We're almost
home stretch.
there.
We are almost done. We are super, super close.
Oh, that last one is in the corner. Oh,
yeah,
what a
fine.
rude spot.
Not a big deal, because that's not the final level here. No big.
10.
We're all good. You can see how this
so much chaos on screen.
What was all that?
I love that. As a chaos player of this game, that was fun, but also what on earth was that?
It's left. It's done. That level's done.
Hey, let's go.
It's really fun when it does that. I'm not as much of a chaos player as Cell is, but I do enjoy it when it's chaotic, but it also is good for you.
We got people in chat cheering you on. They believe that you can do this. You got it.
I appreciate you, chat, as always. As always. Okay, let's see. Good. Oop. Yeah, unfortunately, we've got some guys behind these obstacles.
Yeah,
we're gonna be all right, but they were a little bit.
Oh, that teleporter
weird.
was rough.
Yeah, we're gonna be fine. I'm not worried
Yeah,
about this.
you got this.
Just had to get out of there. And then we'll reposition. We'll be all right.
Yeah, there we go.
All done. Great.
Hey,
and then
all
one
right.
more challenge to go. It is really, really quick. Where's Bouncy Land? There it is. So the gimmick of this one is just everything is super, super bouncy. You're gonna see some silly shots. That's it.
We got some like bounce or jam emotes in chat. Things
Oh,
that are just
yeah.
like let's party. We are almost to the end of this
I have
run.
an emote literally called Bouncing Pea. It's just she bounces.
Ayo.
So I relate to this. Please put your jam emotes in chat. Or your bouncy emotes.
I have bouncing pea. I have put bouncing pea in chat.
Oh yeah, thank you. See? That's what we want.
Chat's probably confused because the delay, but hey, bouncing pea, bouncy emotes. Let's see those in chat.
Yeah. Give me what you got.
Mm-hmm. And I guess this would probably be one last opportunity for Lefty to say anything if he's got anything.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just as a reminder, we still have this bid war open for the tunic color, either red or blue. That is going to be happening in the middle of the day tomorrow, so you still got a little bit of time for that. And for the $2,000 Path of Pain milestone incentive, that is going until the end of the marathon. So we still got plenty of time to reach that. It does not have to be met tonight, and it certainly does not need to be met $2,000 from where we are now. That is $2,000 total that we've raised over the course of the marathon. So do not fret about that. We have plenty of time and plenty of progress on that already.
We sure do, and I'm very happy and excited to see all the progress we've made in the marathon already. It is very, very cool. But yeah, also, you know, maybe you're gonna not be around tomorrow. Maybe, you know, you just want to get your donation in now to have Lefty read it. You know, maybe you're gonna do the donation during Pizza Tower because Pizza Tower is gonna be fun. There are many reasons to donate now or tomorrow. Tons of fantastic stuff. Speaking of tomorrow, what else is on the schedule, Lefty? I want to hear.
I know we have Luigi's Mansion Max %. I'm going to be looking forward to that one a lot because I am a Luigi's Mansion runner as well. That run is absolutely absurd.
Okay.
Max %? You're talking about...
We're going to be done because...
that's time.
How did that happen?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. That's fine.
That's time.
That's okay.
Oh. Hey, we got to have fun bouncing.
We did. We bounced around for a while.
Chat is bouncing. Chat is having fun.
See that? I love these bouncy emotes in chat. Well, thanks, y'all. I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. I'm just going to say I've been Satan herself, or Satan isn't herself is my Twitch handle, actually, because, you know, sometimes you can't get the name you want. I do run this game on my channel, but I also mostly run other PopCap game speedruns. I'm a PvZ, Plants vs. Zombies speedrunner, and a Peggle speedrunner. So if you want to come check me out, this was a really weird RNG showcase. I promise that most runs don't go quite like this, but it is still really cool. Yeah, if you want to check out my streams, please come on in. That's about all I had to say. So Sel, you want to do your plugs?
Come watch Satan and I race this tomorrow at Flame Fatales. We're going to be, I forget what time, but go check the schedule. You can find that out. We're going to be racing this. It's going to be a great time.
3:40 something, I think. But I don't know.
Pacific time. So yeah, something 7 p.m.-ish Eastern. But yeah, stick around. You're going to get to hear me again real soon.
Yeah, sooner than you think.
But yeah, thanks for having us. It's been a great time.
Yep, and thank you, Lefty.
Yes, thank you as well. Thank you for powering through all of that abysmal RNG. It took a lot of resolve.
All right, well, thank you all for having me. I'm gonna go ahead and not take up any more of your time. Stick around for Pizza Tower. That's gonna be super, super fun. Thanks for the GGs, everybody. Adios.
Hello, everybody. I just want to say thank you to Satan herself once more for that very interesting run of Rack and Slay. I've never quite seen some RNG quite go that way, quite the outlier, so I understand. But still, really entertaining, really interesting stuff. Thank you so much. But we are not done tonight. We still have Pizza Tower Noise 100% coming up real soon, so stay put. We'll be right back. Just as an update on where we stand right now, we are sitting at $1,501 on the marathon so far. That is an amazing figure so far, but I know that we still got a lot more to go. We have this Hollow Knight Path of Pain milestone that unlocks at 2,000. We are well on our way, and I know we can hit that by the time we conclude tomorrow night. As well, we also have the Link's Awakening Tunic color bid war between red and blue. We have red ahead at about a $15 lead, but your donation could tip the scales in your favor. I could change that outcome or put red further ahead. Let us know with your donation by typing !donate in the chat. Since I mentioned the conclusion of the marathon tomorrow, I figured I should also mention our upcoming next event, which is No Holidays Allowed. Be on the lookout for news about No Holidays Allowed. This event is open to all kinds of speedruns and showcases that runners have to offer, not just glitchless runs. We're looking forward to showing off some amazing speedruns to watch as you bundle up by the campfire this winter. And if you want to look further out than winter, we also have No Glitches Allowed, in which several members of our Complete-a-thon team also work. That is an event that features no glitchless and no major glitchless speedruns. This event typically takes place in the spring. Feel free to follow us here at twitch.tv/NoGlitchesAllowed and at NoGlitches on Twitter, as well as joining our Discord for announcements that you won't miss when our next Complete-a-thon event takes place. I'd also like to remind you that all of the proceeds from this marathon goes to Girls Make Games, who believes in providing every girl and woman with the opportunity to discover their potential and talents through gaming and game development. With your donations, you're able to contribute directly to the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund that provides girls and women with the resources and opportunities to pursue careers in gaming through GMG's many programs, such as their 2024 college scholarships, summer camp scholarships, and the new mentorship and internship programs launching later this year. All right, everyone, even though our marathon does not end tonight, this is when I'm going to be getting off the mic. This is my final hosting shift for the marathon. But don't cry, don't put those tears back, because I will be back on the mic, not hosting, but rather as a commentator on Lab Member's Super Mario 64 run, nonstop 120-star randomizer tomorrow afternoon. I also mentioned earlier that this is my first time participating in an event like this, so I just wanted to give a quick shout out to our hosting leads, Speff and Foxrocks, as well as our organizers, Osmorn and Genesis, for letting me have this opportunity. It has really been an awesome first experience in this space, and I can't wait to get involved in more activities, so I just want to give all you guys a shout out. As for what's next, we do have Pizza Tower coming up, and I'm gonna throw it to the wonderful Selkuth Mind, who is going to be your host through the rest of this evening for tonight's programming. So, Selkuth Mind, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Completeathon 2024. Thank you, Lefty, so much for that wonderful introduction. I hope everyone here has been enjoying this wonderful indie game block here on Saturday night. I certainly have been. As Lefty said, my name is Selkuth Mind. You can call me Sel, though, and I am here as your host for the rest of the night. I am super excited for Pizza Tower. You know what? Even so much so that I had pizza today as my meals to celebrate. Chat, I'm so curious, what is your favorite toppings on your pizzas? Send me a donation. Tell me what it is. Any amount counts. Any amount helps and goes towards our fantastic charity. Girls Make Games believes in providing every girl and woman with the opportunity to discover their potential and talents through gaming and game development. With your donations, you're able to contribute directly to the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund that provides girls and women with the resources and opportunities to pursue careers in gaming through GMG's many programs, such as their 2024 college scholarships, summer camp scholarships, and the new mentorship and internship programs launching later this year. They do incredible, incredible work, and every amount counts, whether it's $1, whether it's $5, $10, $50, $100, or even more. All of it counts, all of it helps out an incredible cause. So, ! donate in chat, they'll give you a link to our Tiltify page where you can send in your donations, and please, tell me your favorite pizza toppings, or tell me a cursed pizza combination. I am down to read some cursed recipes. Tell me what you think, I want your food opinions. Send them on in. But with that, we're going to take a brief break, and then we'll be ready for our next run, so do not go away.